What's up, everybody? Legacy back with another podcast, episode number 3. We're moving right along. Today, we have another very special guest, and it's the one and only Vulcan. Say what's up, everyone.
Hey guys, what's up?
Today we're going to be talking about COPS, and Vulcan, you've had quite a journey in your COPS career. Let's go back to, I guess, Impreza for the summer Premier League season for Valiance, and kind of walk from there, the team, what happened, and then basically to where you are now.
All right. For the summer season, I can remember, we came in here pretty confident, right? We got some of the members from Space Station Gaming. I think you remember when that disbanded.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Spectre and I think Toast and Akjon from Space Station, and we had them, and we were playing like super well. We were putting up great numbers, great results. And I think after a while it started to fall off, and I think as Spectre, Akjon, and Toast left,
Mm-hmm.
and then so as Kawado also left. So then we had to get almost, I'd say, a new team. So we had to recruit a bit, trial some members, and we stumbled upon some really good names, and then we took it from there. And I think after Toast left, that's when I had to start strat calling a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Also because because I used to strat call from here and there, time to time, but now I had to take it up full time. And then we also had this really great player, Minty. He actually left because he's at boot camp now. But he was a super good player. The team basically revolved around him, and basically we signed up for Alliance, and we had our roster set. We were putting up really good numbers. We were Gangstar. We beat Gangstars multiple times. We beat D2R. We got very close to D2R on some maps. We played Hammers. We got really good results versus Hammers. And we were pretty much flowing from there. We had practices. We were practicing like 6 to 10, 4 hours out. And I was going crazy too because I was putting in so much time. And then Minty enlisted, and then he had to go. And so we lost our star player, and we had to rebuild the team. And from there, we picked up a player. He's pretty good. We had to pick up multiple other players, Risen, and we also had to pick up. Let me see if I can remember these. We also had retros from the jump that stayed there, and he's a really good sniper.
Yeah.
And then from there, we had our roster set. Right, we had our main 5, and then Frost broke his iPad. And then from there, that happened, and we needed our subs to play. And then the first day of Alliance, I just remember it, right, versus D2R, we have like 2 subs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we had about a week practice because Minty left like a week or 2 before, and then we just got our team, and Talks actually joined like 3 days before, right? And so we had about a week, or like I think a day, to practice right before Alliance, right? And me, the way how I strat call, it's very structured. So I mean, it takes more than a week to learn it. So we just had to, I guess, wing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so here we are. We have a bunch of subs, and we're playing against D2R on Grounded. And I kind of have a feeling for how they play, right? And so I just let the team do what they want to do, really.
Mm-hmm.
We get super close, but we took a couple of rounds, and then we lost, right? But then I think saying that we came super close to D2R was like when we could practice, we were like, wow, we can actually do stuff like that. And yeah.
I mean, that was a huge first game for you guys. I mean, everyone had basically, D2R yes, Hammers kind of like in those top three. But for you guys to come out like that and really, really put a scare onto the D2R team and fans, it had to definitely build your confidence, especially since, I mean, I didn't know, but you guys are going off barely a week of building chemistry together. So were you guys confident going to the next matches, or did that kind of deter you a little bit? How are you guys feeling after that first week?
Well, personally, I'm super confident about, like playing, GS hammers and stuff like that, just because I'm confident in the way of how I strat call, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, because, because since I am as a captain, right? Because like I need to be confident, right? And so that they can be confident. And so really we felt confident. I felt confident going into the D2R game, and then I think right after we won the pistol, we were like, wow, we actually can do this, right? And so I think right after that game, we felt pretty confident going. I think versus what was it again? UPR, right? We
Yeah,
felt
it was UPR.
confident, yeah, and we underestimated them just a little bit, just a tad bit, right? And we went we beat them 13-11, which we were supposed to blow them out, but we choked a couple of rounds. I think it's personally my fault because I called a bad rat, and that got us down for a couple of rounds. But then after that, we beat UPR, and then I had a family vacation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was in Florida, and I'm like, seeing if that's a family vacation coming in at the worst possible time, right?
Yeah, you're putting in your time, you're grinding, you're the leader of the
Yeah,
team, you're IGLing, you're starting, and then boom, family vacation.
yeah. So yeah, and so we play UPR, and I think it was GS. And that same day, we got blown out by GS, expectedly too, because we didn't have much going into them and knowing like how they play. So we got blown up by them expectedly. Puts it at like 2-1 or something like that, right? And then from there, we have a family vacation. I'm preparing for hammers right now. Um, there's not much to go off of for hammers. The reason being is that I think that entire time, because three of us had family vacations, and personally, I wasn't trying to ruin it for my family, but then like I wasn't to lose Reliance at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going in here. I'm preparing my heart out, like 5 a.m. type stuff, and then we play them. We get blown out, I was, I think it was during my cousin's birthday party where we just got blown out. And I was like, such a waste. And so we lose versus Hammers, and from there we didn't practice until 3 days before the game versus uh, V5 GS again, because we played GS twice, I believe. And so we beat V5 but lost GS Hammers. That puts us like that puts us at like 2-3. And then from there we had to make a run, and it came down to UPR and V5. And V5 had to win versus UPR, and which like we only had like I'd say 3 weeks of practice, and
Mm-hmm.
we barely got the slam just because of really. And we had five players, I think, 5 players still there because the others had device problems and stuff like that. So it was a bit of a train wreck
Mm-hmm.
from there. But I still felt pretty confident. And I think at this point, Resna was looking at orgs and stuff like that, so we had to put up at least good performance. And so we were 2-3, and I believe. And then we played, and then we got into the playoffs because UPR lost to V5,
Mm-hmm.
and then essentially we played D2R on a best of 3, and I prepared for all 2 maps actually. We picked a different map because we felt that we did it because we actually were supposed to play Legacy, but then we picked Bureau
Mm.
just because it's super simple to get shut out on like Legacy.
Yeah.
We wanted to keep the ball moving and for us to reset ourselves, but T side Legacy super hard, so we didn't want to deal with it, right? So we went to Bureau, and then at this point, Stumpy came back from a long break, and he took over the strat calling, and then I went to a more aggressive role, first person in, right? I'm actually known for.
As an entry fragger.
Yes, sir, the entry fragger. And after that, we got blown out like 213, right? But I had a pretty nice game. Like I felt pretty nice with it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I just switched to four fingers as well, and we had a pretty nice we had a pretty nice run, but like we lost 2-0, and then that's where stuff started to happen, right? They started to blame me for the loss, stuff like that, but like the team really wasn't even like feeling it, right?
Yeah.
We just weren't really like it was the most dysfunctional game I've ever played. Just because there wasn't much hockey, there wasn't much communication, and then I think right after that game, right, I went to go see some. I went to go out to eat, right. I came back and Reza was gone. Like they all left,
Oh, so it
and
disbanded without you even knowing.
yeah, yeah. I went to go out to eat and watch a movie. I forget which one it was. It was a good movie too, because I came back in such a great mood, right. And I came back and they were all gone. Like I was the owner of I can't speak. But I owned the team from there because Ghosty left, Retros left me. They all left. It was a clean slate from there.
Wow.
And then and so since that Stumpy had to leave as well because he has college to focus on and stuff like that. So I got that part as well.
Mm.
But then the rest of them left, and I was like, wow, what do I do from here? And then that's pretty much what happened with Reza from there. And then after that, GS12 came along, and I tried it out for them. And since I had Reza as a backup plan, if that failed, and so that's where we are now.
Mm.
So pretty much the journey.
It's definitely been a journey. I mean, and you guys, it's tough. Like you guys obviously had a lot of circumstances that weren't going in your favor. But you guys got that experience.
Yeah.
You got to that platform, that stage. Are you going to be keeping some of the same members for the newly reformed Reza? Is Stumpy coming back? And are you guys confident about your abilities now that you guys had to have learned a lot, and especially since for you, especially because you had been known as the quote unquote the bench guy for a long time.
Yeah.
How did it feel for you to finally be that leader, to take that spot that you knew you deserved?
It felt so great, especially like being benched for like 2.5 years, right? That's it's insane because I barely got to play, and now that I finally like worked my way up, it felt so great. But I think for what happened in Reliance, it kind of sucked because like we actually weren't playing at our full potential, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and it kind of sucked as well. But I think having that playing time was so much fun. Playing 6 to 10 with the boys,
Mm-hmm.
and working on strats right after from like 10 to 5, sleeping, waking up at 1, and then just keep doing it. It's like COps like 24/7. It was crazy, and I think after a while it took a toll on me. Um, I mean, like it's so much fun to play. Like I wouldn't have it a different way, but I think I needed a break because I was just going crazy. I was going ham,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so much fun to play now. The game feels like super fresh, especially like I haven't sat the bench in a very long time now. It's been about a good it's been a good like 7 months, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and it's such a great feeling too. And I just can't describe it. So much fun.
So now that you're taking upon basically the leadership role for as a, do you Are you excited for this rebirth, or is it going to be? Do you feel like there's now more pressure on you guys since you did make an impact last time, and now people should expect for you guys to either improve and take the next step, or because if you go backwards, that's obviously not going to be good. Like, do you feel the team will be, I guess, better situated for the next upcoming tournaments?
I think for the team right now, since we're starting early, we plan right now. To answer your question previously, we do have some players returning back. I'm not sure if I can say it yet, but yeah, we do have some players coming back. But I think that coming into this one, I feel like we're pretty confident. But we just need some more firepower to our roster because you can call all the strats, you can call all the stuff with all the cosmetics and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
but you like great gun skill, and then I think that's what we were lacking a bit last of Lions, but I think we should get some gun skill going
Now,
this year.
are you gonna continue to IGL for the team then, or are you gonna go back to entry fragging?
Right now I'm gonna go back to IGLing. Just because for me personally, I feel especially with my device right now that I can have a bigger impact back calling.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that whenever you put in work, you can actually see it. But like you can play COps for so long, and someone can just pick it up and just be better than you. And to me, like it's not that fair, of course. But I think with like strat calling, like you would have to outwork, and that's not something that like I'm pretty sure no one will be able to outwork me strat.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't happen. So I mean, like I just like strat calling just because I can put my ideas in into the game and really I think control how the players like move and stuff like that. That's I just love this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think with last season, they weren't very. I guess they did not want to practice the way how I wanted to practice. And it's and then just like the way how I think about the game is much dif- dif- different compared to like I guess hammers would go about it or even D2R sometimes. It's much different, and they just had to trust me, and I think we would have done like much better in last few seasons.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Uh,
we have the invitationals, the Valiance Invitational for the autumn seasons going out. Do you expect for your team to get picked for that, or are you guys just waiting for the winter season?
we're hoping we get picked for that. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking just forward to see who they release. But yeah, I really do hope that we get picked. But as of course, we're looking forward to winter season as well. Also, coming back from GS trials, there are so many new teams
Mm-hmm.
that are here. Like we have like Public
Public
Enemy,
Enemy. Yep.
and then I just forget like there are so many more teams that are pretty good, and it's not like how it used to be. Where where you had like V5 Hammers, GS, D, or Impreza and stuff like that, and then like you knew who like these players were, but now like these I've never heard of these
Mm-hmm.
guys. Like really new name.
I think
So
that's great. That's a sign of growth in the game.
yeah, and sadly, since that GS is gone now,
Yeah. What
uh,
are your thoughts on that?
oh, I think I kind of saw it coming. Honestly, I think from the jump, I kind of knew that from the direction the game was going for a bit, that GS was going to be the first to go. Just because of like, especially like Alliance now, the $500 price pool thing.
Mm-hmm.
I and since that GS only takes a percent, it's not a lot, and then you get negative profit
Yeah.
from FIOPs. So I guess it makes sense to make that move for now,
Mm.
until at least it comes back up.
Yeah.
But
I
I think
Go ahead.
I think that GS right now, like they were like a really good team, but I think them disbanding hurt the scene a lot because some players left, stuff like that, and yeah. So
Yeah, I think some of the things that people don't think about is the business side of it. I saw a lot of pretty nasty comments on some of their videos about it, and I don't think they understand, as a casual gamer, the actual business aspect. And you touched on it, the prize pools versus what you're paying out and negative profits. Like, simple, like, for them right now in the business, it maybe wasn't a strategy because they were, moving into other platforms and becoming successful. But I do think that they will come back if the tournaments start getting bigger, the game full game releases out and stuff like that. So I do agree with you. It is sad. As much as people don't want to believe, I really looked up to GS and the way that they stuff. Obviously, we had a little disagreements at time, but they were definitely a team that really had a huge legacy in this. So, but it is good, like you said, to see other teams coming in. So, one of the other questions I kind of want to ask you: do you think that Raid will be in the map pool in these next coming tournaments?
I hope that it is in the map pool. Just mostly because that they have to rework Legacy first. Legacy is it's a pretty hard map to play on, especially T side.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say like you don't get more than like 2 T side rounds, which is pretty hard to do sometimes. You're pretty much shut out from the game. It's so hard to get on bomb sites, especially because it's just a fortress, right?
Yep.
Playing against a team like D2R and stuff like that. Playing Legacy versus them is a nightmare because you can get locked out very, very just like quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that they have to rework that map, and they should bring in Raid because Raid's a pretty nice map, and I hope that it will be played in this flying because it would be very huge
Mm-hmm.
for
It will definitely change everything.
yeah.
So currently, right now, as it sits with GS departing, do you still think NA is the dominant region? And if you do, who do you make the big three teams are now with GS leaving?
Um. So it's so first. I haven't seen much of Europe in the. I've just been focusing on GS trials, which failed, and then I took a quick break, came back. So I'm still being refreshed on what's going on in Europe, but North America is not as strong as it used to be for in the past. With like I say like a Team Phoenix or like a Hammers back then,
Mm-hmm.
like not as strong. It's been in a bit of a decline a bit, I'd say. It's definitely not as powerful as it used to be back when you had Imperial, Insidious, GS, and stuff like that, and those teams playing. And it's been in a decline. But then I think right after GS left, Europe is starting to pick up their momentum again. And I think right now they're pretty close to being just as good as North America. I think the top 3 teams right now, from from what I've seen, is like Hammers,
Yep.
D2R, Public, and Enemy. I'm not really sure about the other teams, just because I haven't really heard of them. So I mean, yeah, I think it's those 3 teams right now that are really the top right here.
Until you guys prove them otherwise, though, right?
Yeah,
Of
of
course,
course.
of course.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll ask like a friendly question. Halloween plans. What are you gonna do? Are you dressing up? Are you going out some parties? Like, what does Vulcan do on Halloween?
What do we do on Halloween? I think I just sleep, man. Like I just don't even like really do all that. Like I used to when I was like back when I was like 7 years old. I used to go out and stuff like that. But like now, like I don't know, like I'm not trying like to spend money like a costume and stuff like that.
True.
Um, I think for me, like I just might eat, um, sleep, and play some C-ops, make some strats, stuff
Nice.
like that. Halloween.
How are you
Um,
liking the new COPS update with all the Halloween and spooky jack o' lantern?
it's pretty nice. It's actually super nice. I like it. I think I should spend some money right now on them. Uh, that knife looks sweet. Oh man,
Does. What about
that
the critical pass? What are your thoughts on the critical pass?
critical path makes sense. I like it a lot. Um, I think it's really good for the game. It's huge for the game. Um, I think that COP should have done this a pretty like they should have done this a really long ago. And personally, I actually really like it. I think that it's a step in the right direction for COPS. Personally, I may not buy it this time, but like I think I think as the next one, I might put some money behind it, just because I don't play much ranked, you know.
True.
So yeah,
I think that's pretty much all we have. Do you have any final thoughts? You want to shout out anyone? Obviously, guys, make sure you follow Vulcan on Twitter. It's at VulcanSXC.
yes sir. Nothing really from here.
Right on.
Just you know,
Well,
give.
I appreciate you being on the show, Vulcan, every time. This is great, and I wish you guys the best of luck. Hopefully, we'll see you in the NA side, or actually, it's not even NA; it's the Americas side for the Invitational, as the Americas will be going up against Eurasia. So, good luck to you and your team, and I wish you guys the best. And I'm Legacy saying peace.